Hello. Hi friends, my name is Nilesh. In this video, we are going to see how to set up KEDA or Kubernetes based event driven autoscaling on a Kubernetes cluster. On this particular channel, in the past, I've done a couple of videos regarding how to enable KEDA. Both these involve working with a command line or CLI. You might not be a person who likes to work with command line. If you are more of a person who likes to work with visual tools and work with graphical user interfaces, then this video is for you. Let's get started. KEDA is a Kubernetes based event driven autoscaler, and it helps us to scale Kubernetes objects, mainly deployments and jobs, based on events which are external to the Kubernetes cluster. I've been using KEDA for quite some time, and on this YouTube channel you will find various videos related to how to use KEDA, how to do autoscaling using KEDA under different circumstances. I have a Kubernetes cluster here which is created just few minutes back. So if I run kubectl get nodes, you will find that this particular Kubernetes cluster was created about 6 minutes ago. And if I go into the Azure portal and see what are the workloads which are running on this particular cluster, it's a bare minimal cluster. It doesn't have any application running or anything running at the moment. We see that under the workloads, there is core DNS running and metric server along with the connectivity agent and the autoscaler. So no other pod or no other deployment is running on this particular cluster. Let's go and see how we can enable KEDA on this using a visual approach. I've been using Lens IDE, which is like an integrated development environment or a visualizer for Kubernetes cluster. You can download Lens and you can connect it to the Kubernetes cluster. Now, when I look at the left hand side, I can find all the different objects related to this particular Kubernetes cluster. Whatever is the status of the cluster, I can visualize using this Lens IDE. One good feature of this Lens is it has integration with Helm. So if you have seen my earlier videos, in the previous one related to KEDA, I had shown how to install KEDA using Helm chart, and we were running the Helm install or Helm upgrade command from the command line. In this case, we are going to do this installation of KEDA using a Helm chart, but using this particular Lens IDE. So under the charts, you can see the list of charts which are available for us to install on this particular Kubernetes cluster, and the list is quite huge. You can find a lot of commonly used Helm charts here. I can just filter for KEDA using the search option here on the top right, and both of these KEDA related repositories for Helm are coming from KEDA core, which is the same GitHub repository we had used in our earlier video. I'm going to select the KEDA option here from KEDA core, and we can see different versions which are available for us to install. The latest one is 2.12.1, which is also the default one. But if I want, I can install earlier version of KEDA using this option here. We see the list of the maintainers and again information about KEDA, how to install KEDA and things like that. Once I select this, I can also look at what are the different operators or what are the different operations and the parameters that I can pass to the Helm chart. At this point in time, I'm not going to change anything, but I can override all of these different settings using the Helm chart. And once I have this, I can go and install this Helm chart. So for installing, once I click on the KEDA option, we see the install option at the right here. When I click on install, you will see that it opens up a terminal below, and it will give us the option of overriding those values. So you can see that the chart which is used here is the KEDA version is 2.12. Again, we have the option of modifying or updating the version if this is not the same version that we want to install. We can also define the namespace where we want to install this. it is going to be in the default namespace by default, but if I want, I can create a namespace like KEDA, and in that case it will install KEDA in the KEDA namespace. And these are all the different parameters, or these are all the different values which the KEDA operator is going to take and install with. So if I want, I can again go ahead and override these values or change these values. I'm not going to change any of that right now, other than specifying the name of the namespace as KEDA, and I'm going to install it. Once I click the install button, it will take all these settings and it will go and install KEDA for us. And looks like we are facing an error here. It says unknown error. Let's try to remove the KEDA. Let's leave it as optional for the namespace and try to install it in the default namespace. Looks like the overriding of namespace is not working in this case. Let's stick with the default and try to install KEDA in the default namespace itself with all the default parameters. So I'm going to hit install once again, and although it says unknown error while submitting here, I think if we go back to the releases, we should be able to see that the KEDA has been deployed just about 10 or 11 seconds ago, and things seem to be working in my testing. So the way I'm going to verify this is, let's head over to the Azure portal and look at the workloads which are running. So if the KEDA is successful, let's refresh this. We should be having this things running regarding KEDA admission webhook, the KEDA operator metrics API server, and we see here that they are ready. There is one instance of the pod expected to be running, and one is in fact running. So the desired state is matching the actual state. And then these were all created about 40 seconds ago. That is when we triggered the install button, or we clicked that install button on the Lens UI. So with that, we can very well say that KEDA is successfully installed. And if we go into other objects and if we look at the other instances or workloads running on this Kubernetes cluster, we should be able to see KEDA related items in this as well. So under the pods, we can see the KEDA operator is running, and it looks fine here. Under the deployments, again we should be having the KEDA operator, the matrix API server, KEDA admission webhooks. So although we got that error, it looks like an intermittent error, and everything has been successfully installed here. So with this, if, as I said at the beginning of this video, if you prefer the visual way of doing a KEDA installation or enabling KEDA for your Kubernetes cluster, instead of going through the terminal and using the Helm install command, you can use the Lens IDE and its integration with this Helm, which allows us to select multiple Helm charts or different Helm charts from the available charts and install it in a much easier way. I hope you found this useful. In case you want me to create any other content similar to this, do let me know in the comments what other things you would like to see on this channel. Thanks for watching this video. If you find this content useful, please hit the like button, subscribe to channel and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Until next time, code with passion and strive for excellence.